Real estate isn't just about buying a roof over your head. It's a wealth-building machine for you and for your kids. Hello and welcome to Shelba Mindset. Here, we talk about real estate, personal growth, and investing. If you want to learn how to build wealth that lasts for generations without being eaten up by taxes, subscribe so you don't miss anything. Do you really want to know the secret to building wealth that lasts for generations? Then remember these 3 words: buy, borrow, die. This approach, though quiet, has been the foundation of wealthy families for decades. It seems simple, but it's incredibly effective if you use it the right way. It all starts with the buy part, the purchase, but be careful. It's not about buying just anything. We're talking about real assets that grow in value over time, make money regularly, and that you don't need to sell to profit from. Let's take Kamega as an example. He buys a 4-plex in Laval, a building with 4 apartments. He uses leverage, 20% down payment, 80% financed by the bank. Soon, the rent covers his monthly payments, the tenants pay off his loan, while the property's value goes up. A few years later, the building's value has gone up by 60% from what it was first worth. Instead of selling, Kamega starts the second phase, borrow. Because the building's value increased, he has built up what's called equity, that's wealth. But it's just sitting there, so he goes to his mortgage advisor and refinances his property. Kamega then gets $200,000 from refinancing without having to sell. And this money, he can use it to buy a second building, or to start a business, or even to help his kids pay for their schooling. All this without paying a penny in taxes, because a loan isn't seen as taxable income. And all this time, Kamega keeps his buildings. Kamega is really putting Grant Cardone's saying into practice. The rich use debt to get richer. The poor go into debt to survive. The rent keeps coming in. The asset keeps growing in value. Kamega has more cash flow, more wealth, and still no taxes on his earnings. This is when he starts the final step, die. But in a smart way. Kamega doesn't want his kids to have to sell his buildings to pay taxes. So he plans ahead. He puts his properties into a family trust or under a management company. The result? His children inherit a strong real estate portfolio with no hidden debt, no stress, and no big taxes. And them? They start over. They keep the buildings. They borrow against them. They build even more. That's the core of wealth that lasts for generations without falling apart. If this video gives you value, then subscribe, like, and share it with 2 people you know. Thank you. This strategy goes far beyond just real estate. It works for all kinds of assets that can grow in value, whether it's company stocks or art. The main idea is built on 3 things: smartly buying assets that can grow, keeping them for a long time, and planning how they will be passed down. As Warren Buffett wisely said, "Don't look for the best time to invest, look for the right asset and hold it for as long as possible." This wisdom reminds us that the most important thing is to start, no matter how small you begin. True wealth doesn't come from a high salary, but from a way of thinking about building and keeping assets. Those who understand how to become rich know that owning things for a long time and passing them down smartly creates much more value than selling too quickly and losing money to taxes. Buy, borrow, die. A way of thinking, a tool, a legacy. And now this strategy is in your hands. True wealth isn't measured by what you earn, but by what you keep and what you pass on. Buy, borrow, die isn't a magic formula, but a proven method to build a real estate empire without unnecessary taxes. Whether you're starting small or aiming big, the urgent thing is to act today with a long-term view, like wealthy people do. They say money doesn't multiply on its own, but with real estate and the right strategies, it can grow long after you're gone. If this video opened your eyes, like it, subscribe, and share it with those who want to break free from tax burdens. To learn more, click on the videos showing on the screen. See you soon on Shelba Mindset. And remember, your legacy starts today.